Welcome to the Frozen Forum podcast. We are on season 1, episode 24. It is January 20th. January is almost over with. Nathan is still in France. And today we're bringing you something a little special. I haven't really told Nathan what we're doing yet today, but there was a quote that came out from one of the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to read out the quote. We can talk about who said it after. But they said, "There are a lot of people who love being negative. Sometimes they're louder than people who are positive. I think those who are positive are the real fans of the team." And so, today we bring to you from the Frozen Forum podcast, the positivity episode, where we will say nothing negative throughout the entire episode about anything related to the Montreal Canadiens, because we here are real fans. How's that sound, Nathan?
That sounds magnificent. So let's start off by talking about this exceptional, phenomenal week by the Montreal Canadiens. Well, actually, how are you doing, Alex?
Pretty good. I'm pretty good. Thank you. I'm doing great because, everything is great.
Yes, everything has been going great in Habs land. We might as well just hop right into it.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I mean, we played 3 games. We're so tired as a team. We've been playing so much hockey and we got a whole point. Isn't that so exciting?
3 games? Yeah. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. 0.33 points per game. Hey, if we keep that pace up, we're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely, And look, I mean, we'll actually start off with one of our segments that we do most of the time. We do our 3 stars of the week. And, hey, 3 stars, that's good. So what are your 3 stars, Nathan? Love to hear it.
My 3 stars this week. My boy, I see his jersey right in the back there to the right of you, Mr. Yuri Slafkovsky. He gets that number 1 star. He has been stepping it up like we want to see. 2 and 3, I couldn't really differentiate them. So 2 and 3 at the same time, Suzuki and Caulfield. Is that why they are behind you right now?
I got the whole first line, man. And I got Kirby Doc as these are the only jerseys I have up with me right now. But
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
That was my top 3.
That's your top 3? Okay. I got a wild top 3, okay? I got a wild 3 stars for you. I'm going to go backwards, okay? I'm going to say, so my 3rd star of the week is going to be Lane Hutson, okay? And I'll tell you why. Look, he has no points in the 3 games, but he played very good defensive hockey. He made no mistakes, and he set up a lot of plays that, look, at the end of the day, just hear me out. At the end of the day, he played solid hockey, which is what we want to see from him. He was looking a little tired. He got 2 days rest. He's looked phenomenal. He played the most minutes of any defenseman in the game last night for the Montreal Canadiens. Played some penalty kill time and did not let a goal in. So that's good. I thought he's been good. I'm going to go my 2nd star because we're going backwards. My 2nd star is the entire line, the entire first line, because they've been phenomenal. They've scored 3 out of the 4 goals of the last 4 goals that we've scored as a team. They've looked good. Slafkovsky's looked fantastic. I love it. And for my 1st star, Nathan, I'm going to go Mike Matheson. Okay? And I'll tell you why. My 1st star is Mike Matheson because it is really hard to play in Montreal when all of the fans are saying that you are a terrible hockey player. But Mike Matheson isn't, and he knows he isn't, because Nick Suzuki tells him he isn't. And so it's really hard to play. And so I'm just really proud of Matheson for coming out onto the ice every game and still playing, and he was so it's so inspiring to see. He was actually courageous enough to come out with that quote that we talked about at the beginning of the episode. He came out and said he thinks that the fans who are positive are the real fans of the team. And I just think that's so courageous. And so I wanted to give him the 1st star.
That's inspirational, honestly. Mike Matheson, we love you. We love you so much. We want to have you on the team. Okay, let's cut this act.
No, we're not cutting it. I swear this whole episode, you know what? It's a lot of fun.
Okay. We'll keep it going then. But are those your real first 3 stars?
Listen, this line is the only line that did anything. So,
okay.
We'll go with yours. But I wanted that to get a clip because that clip is going to go viral because I think it's very funny.
That's a good clip right there. But on a serious note, for 30 seconds of seriousness, Lane Hutson was the reason the Red Wings got a shorty on us when we played Detroit.
No. I don't want to hear any of that.
Yes.
I don't want to hear any of that.
Okay, whatever you think, but it was his fault. Also, he coughed it up right in front of the net against the Devils, but Dobish stood on his head. Matheson doesn't need an explanation. The Devils game. That's why we didn't get 2 points. Okay, back to seriousness. Matheson, thank you for that. Thank you for that amazing quote. We really appreciate it here at the Frozen Forum podcast. And I think all Habs fans around the world appreciate that as well.
Yeah, but we're real Habs fans, right? Because we're being
Yes.
positive. That's the key message here. You know, we're positive. Look, a really positive note actually. Jakub Dobes should be like an honorable mention here because he played a very good game against the Devils. He did have one little minor slip up that he thought was his fault. You could see him. He like looked up to the sky. I didn't think it was. Like I thought it was a really weird play that just, puck bounces weird places and then it goes in.
Yeah, he didn't
I thought he was
all.
super, super solid. Also, in that Devils game, I wanted to talk about this with you, Nathan. I don't know if you saw this. In the third period, there was a sequence where the Montreal Canadiens blocked 6 shots within 20 seconds. And you should have heard the crowd. I tell you, do you know why? Okay. Do you know why Mikko Rantanen is coming to Montreal next year?
You tell me. You tell me why.
Because there is no better place to play in the NHL. Okay? In Montreal, we block shots, and the crowd goes absolutely nuts. We don't even have to win the game. We don't have to be winning the game. We just have to block shots. And
show them that we care. Show them that the players have to show them that they care about us, and then we show them the love they deserve.
Well, I'm actually being 100% serious here. It is incredible because that sequence was incredible. Everyone, Gulli, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, putting their bodies in front of pucks, committing, and the Montreal fans showed it. I have a question for you, Nathan. Do you really think that players go to play for the LA Dodgers or the New York Yankees just because it's the most amount of money? No, absolutely not. There is legacy. There is fans. If you go play for the Baltimore Orioles, you're playing in front of 10,000 people on a good night. You play Yankee Stadium, sold out. You come to the Bell. This is Mikko Rantanen. I would like to say a future Hab legend was traded this week. There's a big thing we need to talk about on this podcast. But if there is any reason, Patrick Laine talks about this all the time, right? His whole thing about Montreal, about just being such a cool place to play because the fans are just another level. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about the fact that we appreciate a blocked shot. We appreciate the things that the team does well. Now, some people who, according to Mike Matheson, are not real fans of the team, can be a little negative in Montreal. And I know, we've done that a little bit on this podcast. And sometimes that's hard. But for the superstars, look, Patrick Laine didn't make a very good pass to Mike Matheson in that New Jersey Devils game. But nobody online is saying it's Patrick Laine's fault. Why is that? It's because he's a freaking superstar. Because he won by himself like 7 games for us this year already. Right? So, Mikko Rantanen, please come to Montreal. What do you think, Nathan? Do you think it's...
I think he'll get sick and tired of Carolina and just in no time. Like, what are you gonna be doing in Carolina? Like, just come up to Montreal. The real love will give you the full Habs treatment once you're there. And hey, you'll be on that team that's winning the cup in 2025, 2026. Mikko Rantanen. You know where to go. You know where to be.
Nowhere to be. Look, that trade shook the hockey world.
Yes, it was a huge trade. I was not expecting 3 teams to be in that. A monster trade.
At this point in time, I feel like 3 teams is just the regular if the cap hit is over $5 million, just because of the, the cap ideas. But the fact that Taylor Hall gets moved too, kind of crazy. Let's go through the trade. I want to get your perspective from each team as to like how it looks like. So the Carolina Hurricanes receive Mikko Rantanen, Taylor Hall, and some guy named Niles Junthorpe. I've never heard of him. The Chicago Blackhawks, in exchange for Taylor Hall and retaining half of Mikko Rantanen's salary this year, which comes out to about $4.5 million. In exchange for that, they get a 2025 third round pick. And then Colorado, in exchange for Mikko Rantanen, get Martin Necas, Jack Drury, a second and a fourth. Okay? So let's go team by team. First of all, from the Carolina Hurricanes perspective, a team that has had 0 star players on their team, like real star players. Mikko Rantanen is a true, can be a true superstar. Again, Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall. What do you think, Nathan?
I think, without a doubt, Carolina won that trade. Absolutely. I mean, you pick up Rantanen and you get rid of Natchez. Natchez is a good player, don't get me wrong, but Rantanen is levels above him. That's number one. They also get Taylor Hall. And hey, Taylor Hall, obviously not in his prime anymore, but still Taylor Hall. You got to respect him. And they get rid of Jack Drury. So, I mean, that forward line for Carolina now is a beast. Just absolute beast unit they have. What are your thoughts on Carolina?
Look, I mean, they get the superstar here. The real concern from Carolina is whether or not they can re-sign him. Right? Now, if they go win the cup, they're not going to care, right? Like plain and simple. If you win the cup this year as the Carolina Hurricanes, which they're one of the favorites now, I mean, their odds jump huge after this trade. You could not care less what he does. You want him to stay, obviously, be even better, right? But if you just win, it's all worth it, right? Winning a cup is so hard these days.
Yeah, it's just like a Kawhi Leonard situation there.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like he can go get as much money as he wants on the open market if you win. It doesn't matter. The Taylor Hall piece is interesting because Hall has not been good for the Chicago Blackhawks. He's been playing like a fourth line role, which is not what he was brought in there for. Carolina's taking a shot. It's not a bad shot to take, I don't think. We'll move on to Chicago, though. I thought initially that this looked really bad from Chicago's perspective. Because, they retained $4.5 million and they give up Taylor Hall and they only get back a 3rd round pick. But what do you think about it, Nathan?
I don't even think I need to say anymore. Like that, you summarized everything. I think anyone with a brain realizes it's bad. I don't know what the Chicago Blackhawks are doing. You're already in the slums and you just put yourself a little bit more in the slums. I don't know. I mean, you got rid of Taylor Hall not performing how you want him to perform, but now you get rid of him and spend an extra $5 million a year. Like, I want to hear why you think this.
It's only for this year, right? Like the key is that you're only retaining for this year on Miko, right?
Okay, so why might this be a good idea for Chicago?
Okay, well, first of all, I'll tell you what Chicago said. Okay, the thing that they said is at the end of the day, they're trying to make room for more of the young talent, right? They've got a lot of young talent in that organization. Taylor Hall wasn't fitting any kind of long-term play for them. Let's make some space. They wanted to trade him to begin with. I don't think they thought there was any value for Taylor Hall on the market. Like, I think maybe they could have squeezed out like a 5th round pick, right? Maybe. Let's also acknowledge that the 3rd round pick they got is their own 3rd round pick, which means that they were one of the last teams in the league. It's almost a 2nd round pick, right? Almost. It's very close. And then third, retaining $4.5 million for half a season, according to the online stats people, they say it should come out to about a 3rd round pick. So the difference between trading Taylor Hall and just retaining the money looks to be like a mid 3rd round pick just got upgraded to a early 3rd round pick, and that's about it. So I don't mind it, but like, here's a question. How do you surround a superstar in Connor Bedard better? By trading Taylor Hall or by not trading Taylor Hall? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty easy answer.
I can understand it from the Blackhawks perspective. Like, you want him to be the captain a few years down the road, and you're going to want him to be that leader and hopefully that older figure. So it's going to take some time. I can see it. It's just the beginning of what seems to be what will be a long rebuild. So
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That it does. Well, let's go from Colorado's perspective. Okay. Now, big thing here. A big thing to note, first of all, is in discussions with Mikko Rantanen around extending him, Colorado made it apparently very clear that they were willing to make him the highest paid winger in the league. Right. Highest paid right now is Artemi Panarin, making 11 point whatever he's making in New York. They're willing to make him the highest paid winger. They were not willing to go above McKinnon. And McKinnon's coming in at 12.5, I think, ish, 12.5, 12.75. So, with that in mind, What do you think about the trade from Colorado's perspective?
Look, I understand Rantanen has been in Colorado for quite a while now. They have the bonds with all the boys. They got that cup. But honestly, I like Martin Necas on that team. The way I saw him play the other night with Nathan MacKinnon, bro, they are both weapons. Nathan MacKinnon, first of all, flies down the ice. Necas, underrated hands, super underrated hands, and he can skate. So now you just have this absolute power line as well with those two. And you got Drac Drury, who I don't know how he's performing this season, but I remember last season he did pretty well. Hey, the Colorado Avalanche at the beginning of the season were missing a goalie. They got the goalie, Mackenzie Blackwood, and they weren't really missing anything too much. But I mean, these last, it was just one game or was it 2 games that Natchez has played? He's looked good. He's looked very good. Yeah,
I like it. Honestly, I agree. And if Colorado was not going to re-sign Miko, if they were not going to find a way to do it, and look, Mikko Rantanen, all intents and purposes, has earned a $14 million contract. Like he does. He's done enough. He scores. I mean, he's what, 4th in the league in scoring or something like that in the last 5 years combined. That's impressive, right? You should pay a guy like that. If Colorado's not willing to go there with the money, then they're not willing to go there, and that's it, right?
I also think I think Colorado had enough depth to get rid of Rantanen for Necas, who might be a little bit worse, but they have the depth. So in reality, in the playoffs, it really does come down to depth.
Yeah. Now, I don't think Colorado's done. I've said it before on the podcast that I think it would be cool if Sidney Crosby were to end up in Colorado this season. A lot of people online are saying very adamantly that will not happen. It's my opinion that Pittsburgh would be stupid not to do it because they are in no position to win for the next 3 years. They have an aging team, and just to hold on to him, to say, oh, we held on to Sidney Crosby and he was a Penguin his whole career, like, it sounds very, very dumb, honestly. But anyways, it's fine. Let's say it doesn't happen. I do think there's something else coming. They have cap space. This move actually opened up about $2 million in cap space for them. And so they have a little bit of cap space, a little bit more than they did before. I think there's going to be another thing. I don't think they're done. Everyone online seems to think the same. So we'll see how that fits in with the bigger picture. The big thing is Martin Necas is not just signed for this year, he's signed for next year, right? It's only 2 years, but it's an extra year. And that means, like, at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, if they can't extend him for a good number this offseason, they can always trade him next year and do the exact same thing. And I like that from their perspective.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I didn't realize it was for 2 years. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, cool. So we went through the trade. That was the big one. I mean, that's got to be what do you think that's the biggest trade since when? Like
when Tampa got rid of Stammer, I think is.
Oh, well, that wasn't even a trade, right? That was just in the offseason.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm thinking this is going back to Matthew Tkachuk for what's his name? Jonathan Huberdeau.
Yeah,
the Calgary, Florida swap.
I agree with that.
I mean, I honestly think this might be bigger just because of how big of a player Rantanen is. Like again, Rantanen is literally 4th in the league in points in the last 5 years.
I don't know, bro, because we know what happened with the Panthers. And Matthew Tkachuk in those playoffs last year was a huge proponent to their success. Even the year before, when they were the underdogs that went to the finals, didn't he have 4 game-winning goals in the
Something
playoffs alone? It was ridiculous. I don't know if it'll age quite as well as the Huberdeau Tkachuk trade, but it is definitely up there in terms of significance.
Yeah. And look, now we're going to go into our Frozen Forum Flash, okay? Because I have a question here that relates to the Montreal Canadiens, but also relates sort of to this trade. As a reminder, we are let's introduce it first. Welcome to those who are just tuning into this section. I didn't split it off last week. I was playing around.
Restart. You've been all over the place.
Oh, I was going to restart. Don't worry. I'll cut little parts. Don't worry. I didn't spin it out last week because I was playing around with how YouTube shows things and whatever. But anyways, welcome to the Frozen Forum Flash. If you're just joining us now, we are in the middle of the positivity episode because real fans of the Montreal Canadiens are the positive ones. Yeah, smile, thumbs up, go hockey, woo! Yeah, anyways, we have 10 questions for you, Nathan. I wrote them all last night, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. We're going to give you about 30 seconds per question. Quick fire in there. 5 on the Habs, 5 on the rest of the league. Are you ready?
Let's get it. Let's do it.
Let's get started then with the Frozen Forum Flash. Question number 1. With the Montreal Canadiens, we are being positive this week, and David Reinbacher was skating in a non-contact jersey for the first time since his injury in October. I don't know if you saw this, but in practice, Reinbacher scored a goal, and the entire team skated towards him and celebrated like they just won the cup. Like it was really cool. It was like a really cool moment. It's also been reported that he's been invited to all of the team dinners, and he's been in and around the team the whole time. Great way, I think, to implement a player. The question for you today: if Guhle is injured after last night's game, and Reinbacher gets to 100%, should he be given a shot with the big club, or would it be better just to start him in Laval as soon as he's ready to skate, ready to play?
No, if he's 100% and cleared by doctors, give him a shot. Let's see what he can do. I mean, Guhle, tough blow, because he has looked real good. Even though we didn't play how we wanted to these last 3 games, he has looked really good. But yeah, give Reinbacher a shot. The vibes are there with the team. His vibes got to be up. I'm sure he loves the team dynamic. Let him play. Let's see what he can do.
I like it. I really want to see him because, I mean, 5th overall pick.
Yep.
Let's see what you can do. I like it. Let's go to question number 2. Again, being positive. Ivan Demidov, or Demigod as we like to call him, scored his first hat trick in the KHL yesterday. On a scale of Michkov to McDavid, how good will Demidov be?
I'll put him at a Gretz level. You know, a little bit above McDavid. You know what I mean? Ivan Demidov is going to save the Montreal Canadiens. We are going to get that cup. Our 24th cup? 24th cup? 25th cup. Couldn't see that thumb. Yeah, 25th cup of 2025-2026. Ivan Demidov will help us get our 25th Stanley Cup. That's it.
I mean, you see those goals; they looked insane.
Yeah.
We'll go some more positive news around the Montreal Canadiens. Jacob Fowler is 17-3-1 this season, with a 1.63 goals against and a .938 save percentage. This past weekend, he recorded his 6th shutout of the season against none other than Lane Hutson's brother, Cole. Who are your 2 goalies for the Montreal Canadiens next year?
In reality, it's going to be Dobish and Montembeault. But hey, if one of them has like a little primo flash, what happened this year, we're going to see Fowler take that spot. And we're all talking about Dobish, like winning his first 5 games. This guy Fowler is going to win like 10 in a row. He's going to shut the league down, and we are going to be moving. That's what's happening.
I like it. We'll go into question number 4. The top line, as we said earlier, of Uri Slafkovsky, Nick Suzuki, and Cole Caulfield combined for 3 of the last 4 goals the Habs have scored. Should that line be considered a true first line in the NHL?
Yeah, or what?
Well, because there's a lot of people that'll say Nick Suzuki's not a true number 1 center, right? There are a lot of people that'll say that's not a true number 1 line in the NHL. I want your thoughts.
You mean the entire league?
Yeah.
The entire league.
No, not for the Habs. Obviously, they're the first line in the Habs. For the entire league, are they a true number 1 like line when you compare to lines like Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, whatever, like Mitch Marner, whatever, right? Where do they rank in there? Like, are they truly
all of the Oilers first line, the Leafs first line, and the Avs first line have all looked disgusting recently. But yeah, I'd put them in as a contender. I'd give them like a top 5 shot. The other first line, Leafs, Oilers.
I mean, Lightning. All of the teams have good first lines. The only ones that really aren't there are maybe like San Jose, Chicago yet. The real question is like, is that line one of the top 32 lines in the league?
Yes, without a doubt, they are one of the top 32 teams.
And where do you think they rank in there?
I put them in at like 7 or 8th.
I like it.
Yeah, 7 or 8th.
I like it.
In the league. Yep.
Hot take. We'll take it. We'll go into question number 5 for you. Again, we're trying to be positive here. And Marty switched up the defense pairings for the game last night. Considering how well regarded he is in the room, how excited do you think Alex Carrier was to be put on a pairing with Mike Matheson?
He was thrilled. He must have been absolutely thrilled. Like, if you're with Mike Matheson, one of the happiest people on the planet, I would be so ecstatic too. Especially if all I wanted was to see happiness all the time in the room, on the ice, scoring goals, back checking, forechecking, getting that paycheck, because you already know that's what he is about, baby. Alex Carrier was thrilled. Also, side note about Alex Carrier, what a shot against the Devils. That's all I got to say.
What a shot indeed. We'll completely ignore that Alex Carrier went from being one of the best players in all of the advanced stats in the Habs to the absolute worst last night. But, that's definitely not related to Mike Matheson, everybody. It was just a bad game.
Yep.
Anyways, we'll go to question number 6. Future Hab legend, as we talked about earlier, Mikko Rantanen was traded to the Carolina Hurricanes. Let's assume that if the Hurricanes win the Cup, Miko will re-sign with the team. Okay? I think that's fair, What round do the Hurricanes need to lose in for him to go to the open market?
They have to lose. If they lose if they lose in round 2 or 1, he's gone. That boy is gone. The Hurricanes look like a dog. Well, their betting odds have gone up, but hey, I'm sure he has pretty high expectations too. If they can't get past round 2, he's going to be leaving, and he will be repping this jersey next year.
I like it. I totally agree too. I really think if they don't do it, there's just no faith in the organization. I think he's just gone. We'll go into question number 7. The Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights are tied for first in the Pacific Division. Is this the second ever year that the LA Kings will get beat by Vegas in the first round? Or will it be the 4th time in a row that they get beat by Edmonton?
You know what? I think the Kings have had enough of losing to Edmonton. So this time they will lose to the Vegas Golden Knights once again. They just got to keep flip-flopping back and forth between them. And then, yeah, it's tough for the Kings. But hey, those Kings, man, they also look solid. A lot of the teams, bro, the top teams this year, like it's anyone's year this year. Like, some of these teams look disgusting. Quentin Byfield is also blossoming really well into the team this season. He's been playing phenomenal. And their first goalie's David Riddick, I think. He's also been playing phenomenal. Like, he's been damn near a wall in that net. They're doing
Isn't that No Save Dave? Or
yeah. Wait,
okay.
No Save Dave?
Yeah.
No, I thought he was.
I feel like when he was in Toronto, he didn't save anything.
In Toronto, yeah.
Yeah.
As of now, yeah. I think Toronto just curses all the goalies because I don't know what's going on.
We're going to have a bonus question. I have a bonus question for you in this, by the way. We have an 11th question. We'll go on, though, okay? We'll go on into question number 8. It was announced this week that the Ottawa Senators would be playing an exhibition game in Quebec City next season. Should the Ottawa Senators relocate to Quebec City?
I think not the Ottawa Senators, but San Jose Sharks should relocate to Quebec City. Let's be honest, Ottawa still does have some viewership. It's still Canada. They're gonna get their viewership. It's cheap tickets right now. The team's slowly looking like they might do something. I would keep Ottawa where they are. San Jose, get them to Quebec City. We want to see Celebrini in Quebec. You know what? They'll be my second favorite team next to the Montreal Canadiens. I know that's a little bit messed up because they're going to be clashing heads like that, but get the San Jose Sharks out in Quebec City.
I like it. That's a hot take right there. We'll go to question number 9 on Friday. It was announced that the Utah Hockey Club had all of their trademark applications rejected. Names that were rejected on a non-final basis, they can appeal this, include the Utah Yetis, the Utah Blizzard, Outlaws, Mammoth, and Venom. What should the Utah team name be next year?
The Utah Soakers. Might have to cut that one.
That's staying right in there. I'm not cutting none of that.
No, but honestly, I don't understand why Mammoth is getting cut. I think that's a pretty solid name. I can understand the Yeti a little bit. Like, it is a pretty.
I mean, it's just trademark application, right? They didn't get approval for a trademark, right?
That's true.
Now they can appeal it, and they do plan on appealing them, or like fixing things with them or whatever they have to do. But like out of those, which one are your favorites?
I like Mammoth, and then I like Yeti. Shout out to Yeti. Got that bottle in the back there. If you ever want to sponsor us, just hit us up. We have our email, frozenforumpod at gmail.com. Just email us there. Venom doesn't stick right with me. When I think of Venom, I think of like purple or red. They're blue and gray and white. Like Venom doesn't make sense. What were the other two?
We got the Blizzard.
Okay.
We have the Outlaws.
Nah, that sounds. I don't like that one. Outlaws. It sounds like.
I mean, you could also just stay as the Utah Hockey Club, Utah HC.
Nah. Because let's be real. When Washington got rid of the Redskins and they were the football team, that just doesn't sound right. Utah Hockey Club. I don't like the sound of that. I want a mascot.
I like it.
Same what the PWHL did. They got the Toronto Scepters, the Montreal Victoire, the Minnesota Frost. Yeah,
I like it. Let's go into question number 10 before our bonus question. We're going to go back to the trade that rocked the hockey world. Should we, as fans, expect trades like this Mikko Rantanen trade? That going forward, there will be more of those trades happening. Simply because there are more nerds running hockey teams and less traditional hockey guys running the show.
Yeah, I think it actually will happen. Like these bigger blockbuster trades. So that's why you're thinking about like Crosby is actually possible. Crosby could actually be sent to the Avs.
Because your traditional hockey manager would say, no, Crosby needs to stay because we're a good... Look, the stats guys are the stats guys, and they're going to say we need to make this trade because it's the best thing to do for the team.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's definitely going to be happening more. Just to all you fans out there, just don't be surprised when we get Mikko Rantanen next year. Mikko Rantanen in the Habs jersey. Like, if they don't make it out of the second round in the playoffs this year, he's coming to the Habs.
I'll say the one thing that would be funnier than Mikko Rantanen coming is Mitch Marner. Like, imagine we sign Mitch Marner and then we go off and win a Stanley Cup and prove that it was never Marner's fault. I think that'd be funny too. Anyways, we'll go into our bonus question. Okay, I didn't actually write this one down, but I did have it in my mind. Bonus question for you. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills again. The Buffalo Bills are once again not going to the Super Bowl. Does Buffalo keep losing in the playoffs simply because they are too close in proximity to Toronto?
Yes, it also has to do with the fact that they are playing against A, the Kansas City Chiefs, B, Roger Goodell and the NFL Entertainment Agency, and C, the Kansas City refs. That's all I gotta say. There were multiple calls. There were two big calls that influenced the game pretty heavily. One was a missed flag, and one was Josh Allen's first down that was missed. Those both would have changed the game. Most likely they would have got a field goal out of that, and then it goes to overtime. And then it's a 50-50, because it's the coin flip, and then whatever happens there, happens there. What to say about that?
Fair enough. There's your Frozen Forum Flash for this week. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
Only positive things about the Habs.
Yeah,
because we are real fans.
Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's talk about the positive things that we saw out of the Habs this week.
No, that was it. I've run out. I honestly was making a list of. I don't know if you could tell my questions. Right, I have 5 questions for the Habs. 3 of them were about prospects. You'll never believe why that was. It definitely was not to do with the fact that we lost 3 games and played interesting hockey, but you know.
I know it was just. Let's just look at the next week. Let's look at the next week, and we'll talk some positive things about this upcoming week.
Hey, we're going out to. We're going out to California next week.
California.
Talking about the San Jose Sharks. We've got the California trip next week.
Okay. Let's get back on that W column, baby. Let's see what we got going on. We got Minnesota on Friday. Nope, Thursday. It's Friday my time because I'm in France. Thursday for you guys. Sunday, we play in Anaheim. And on Tuesday, we play in San Jose.
Yep.
So
and then Wednesday after recording, we also play, who's it, LA?
LA. We play LA.
On Wednesday? Yeah. So we have the full California trip. We do this every year. We do a Florida trip where we do the Panthers and Lightning. That's always around Christmas because they want the Habs to be able to have Christmas in the warm weather, not in freezing cold Montreal. And then they also do the California trip right in the middle of February so that, we can get warm.
Yeah, no, I'd love that if I was on the Habs too.
That'd be nice, eh? Look, I look at this next week. Minnesota does not have Kirill Kaprizov.
This is a week where we can see 3 Jameis Winstons. 3 dubs, baby. We're going to get 3 of those. We're going to eat all 3 of those dubs, baby. Minnesota, Anaheim, and San Jose. Yeah. What were you going to say before I cut you off?
I don't know what I just watched, but it's very well said. I mean, look, we're 2 points out of a playoff spot today.
That's remarkable considering the last
3 points, or what? I mean, look, everybody is losing, and let's be honest, okay? In our last 10 games, even with the 3 losses, our last 10 games were 5-3-2. Okay, that's equivalent points wise to 6-4, right? I did the math. For us to make the playoffs, we need to average 6.5 wins in every 10 game stretch. So like 6 is a little too low. If we do 6-4 the rest of the season, we probably don't make the playoffs. Okay? If we average 7-3, there is not a chance we don't make the playoffs. Okay? And so it's somewhere in that there's like a sweet spot where that's what we have to be doing. 6-4 is not bad. The other thing I'm going to say, I will say that the Habs have not looked like they're playing their best hockey right now. But we talked about this at the beginning of January. January is a very, very hard month for the Habs. We had 15 games in 31 days. Right? That's a lot of hockey to play. Right? And that's not even counting the fact that we played Vegas on the 31st. Right? It's like 16 and 32. It's like literally a game every other day. We've had like one practice throughout the entire month.
I mean, yeah, it's been a wild month too. Lots of dubs. A lot of dubs.
And so again, I think it's okay that we're taking a little bit of a step back right now, especially when you consider we're going to have some easier hockey games next week, at least especially against the San Jose Sharks. Although they've been playing very well.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't say that. Askarov's been playing well.
Yeah, but more than that, the thing that's coming up is the Four Nations face-off, and that's 2 weeks off of hockey. This is the kind of team that you give them 2 weeks, and they're going to come back, and they're going to be like 9-0 or like 9-1 in their first 10 back. You know, we need to heal a little bit. I'm sure there are players playing through some injuries, and so, you know, I feel a lot of hope. I'm still very hopeful, Nathan. I still think we're in a position. Look, the trade deadline is March 7th. I've been thinking about maybe doing a live stream. I don't know if you think that'd be fun for the trade deadline.
That'd be
break
cool.
down. Yeah, invite some people on, have some guests on, whatever. Yeah, I feel like that'd be fun.
Yeah,
first ever live stream.
100% agree.
I mean, it's March 7th, right? And so we have a lot of time, right? February is going to be the defining month. If by the end of February we're close or in a playoff position, expect Montreal to be either slightly buyers or completely neutral at the trade deadline. If we fall off a cliff, which is what it sort of looked like we were doing this past week, expect Evans to be gone, expect Savard to be gone, we can't hope, man. I saw my favorite tweet of the week. My favorite tweet of the week is somebody tweeted, "I just traded Mike Matheson to the San Jose Sharks for a 7th round pick. Hashtag fleeced."
You know what? I think we should end the pod on that note because I have quite a bit to do.
Sounds good. I actually do too. I mean, we got hope. Hope is what we need.
Yeah.
Look, the team is young. The team is showing good things. I am so ready for David Reinbacher to get a chance in the NHL and then never leave because I really think he's going to be an all-star. I have a lot of belief in this guy. So actually, you know what? I don't even have a lot of belief in that guy. I have a lot of belief in Kent Hughes. And if Kent Hughes drafted him, he must be fantastic, okay? That is my whole reasoning. Look, I want to ask you one more question before we get off the podcast. Kent Hughes used to be Mike Matheson's agent. Would that ever stop a trade from happening? Because, you know, we know Mike Matheson is an all-star, right? But, like, as we just saw for this Mikko Rantanen trade, you can trade all-stars. So the question is, do you think him being an agent, having that personal relationship, do you think that would ever get in the way? Or is the fact that we have Jeff Gorton in the organization as a level above Kent, is that dynamic there in order to make sure that we don't have any favoritism and that we are actually doing good things for the club?
It's going to interfere. It's going to interfere because, like, that agent-player relationship, it goes back. Usually players stick with their agent for a long time, and hopefully they can manage this professionally. It is going to be tough. It is going to be tough to not make it biased, but only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Time hopefully will tell.
Yes.
Not because Matheson is a bad player, not because all of the advanced stats say that Mike Matheson has been the reason we've lost the last 3 games. Don't worry. It's not because of that. It's because Mike Matheson is an all-star, okay?
Yes,
He is.
I agree. I agree with you 100%.
Okay, Mike, what do you want me to say next? Yeah, sorry. And he's very courageous, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. All right, well, we'll end with that. I guess there's nothing else to talk really about in the league. I mean, do you know now there are 8 teams in the East that are within 5 points of the first wildcard spot?
That's ridiculous. That is so nuts. Okay, Habs, we need this 7-3 pace the whole season. So you got to win the games that you're expected to win and win a few more. So let's see what you can do.
Let's see it. It's a lot of teams. I didn't even realize, but the Islanders have won. The Islanders have won 5 in a row since we talked about them selling out. That's crazy. The Islanders are 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah, we just gotta stop talking crap about these other teams.
Yeah, that's actually insane. We came on the podcast last week and we're like, man, the Islanders are one of the worst teams in the NHL. Wins 5 games in a row. Okay, fair, touche.
Maybe we just gotta start talking crap about the Habs, and then they'll do that again.
Hey, look, we're trying this week. We have the positivity episode. We are not ever doing this shit again because I don't care what you say. True fans are ones who expect the most from their team, who expect the best, who push the team to be better. Those are the good fans. But we tried. We're going to try this positivity thing. And look, if the Montreal Canadiens go 3-0, maybe we'll have to implement some more positivity into our episodes in the future. If the Habs lose 3 games, I am never saying another good thing about this team again.
Especially for the lineup we play these next 3 games. We have to at least get 3 points. 3 points out of this because we want a playoff spot.
Yeah, I mean, again, realistically, we need 4, right? Like the expectation is 4 out of 6.
Yep, 100%.
But
I agree with you.
We'll see what happens.
See what happens. Everybody that has made it to this point in the episode, we love you. We appreciate you so much. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe on this YouTube video, or if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Amazon Podcasts, just make sure that you give us a little follow. Make sure you give us that rating. It really helps us grow. If you're on TikTok watching, actually, you can also catch us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I'm forgetting one, YouTube Shorts. I think that's it. Yeah, make sure that you follow us there. You have been doing some great work for us on TikTok. Our videos recently there have been doing very well. Same for Instagram, actually. So just keep up that work. We really appreciate it. And hey, we are getting closer to that 100 subscribers. So you guys got to stay tuned for what is happening there. 100 subscriber press. Hopefully going to happen within the next month or so. I think we're almost at 70 now. So hey, Alex, I'll see you next week. Hopefully after 3 big dubs. And that's it. Au revoir. Bonne soirée.